to the 11th episode of Damage Control Podcasting, a professionally unprofessional look at the conventions, ideas, and genres of filmmaking. I am here with...
Tyler Tipton.
Mike Stanbridge.
Cody Dietrich.
Daniel Newkirk.
Okay. All right.
Who says his name?
I know. It's just the mysterious,
narrator.
the mysterious
it's
narrator.
11 episodes, and then he reads the intro so boring.
If it were a play, he would be narrator.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Or...
He is Jack's wasted life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a Fight Club joke. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, all right. On to the news. On this date, in November 5th, 1955, Doc Emmett Brown invented the flux capacitor.
Hell yeah.
I don't think he invented
No,
it. He had
that's
the
when he fell in the
idea for
toilet,
it.
dude. That's when he fell in the
He had
toilet.
the idea for it.
When did he
Yeah.
invent
He
it?
was standing on the he was in the bathroom, he was hanging a clock. Why he was hanging a clock in the bathroom, no one's quite sure. The porcelain was wet, he slipped, he hit his head, he woke up, and he had a vision, a revelation.
You sure it was that?
of
How
this.
do you know he didn't invent it?
I just
he
quoted
just drew
the
it.
movie.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Like,
What movie
it
is
took
this?
him like 18 years just to make it.
What movie you were
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, he drew a picture of it, and yeah,
Okay.
he didn't really invent it on November 5th. That's the day that Marty goes back in time.
Do you think they were talking about this back on, November 5th, what was it, you said 45?
55.
55. Do you think they were talking about how Doc Brown created it in 1955?
On this day, yeah.
Yeah,
I
probably.
believe so.
I think so.
It's a historical fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Nah, you're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Until you screw up next time.
Any Back to the Future trivia? You know who the original Marty McFly was?
Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz.
Yeah. It was horrible. Have you seen the screen?
Yeah.
Oh God, he's
His
awful.
his greatest performance was sleeping in a coma in Anaconda. That was-
Share mask thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what the
he
original
plays
Time
good with
Machine
lots of
was supposed to be?
makeup. He's just
Yeah.
creepy without it.
That's true.
You know what the original time machine was supposed to be?
Refrigerator.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
They're like, and then Steven Spielberg like, let's not have little kids climb into refrigerators. Probably a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
But let's have him go 88 miles an hour.
Yeah,
right. No, that we had to save that for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. To
Oh,
go
yeah,
88 miles an hour in a refrigerator.
Well, I mean,
That was pure genius.
Are you referring to the explosion or just witnessing the movie and wanting to kill yourself?
Everything that Shia LaBeouf does makes me want to kill myself.
Oh man,
That's
I
That's Adam's boyfriend.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
liked.
Oh,
I
don't
liked-
even.
I
No,
liked
I'm not going to
Eagle
back you up
Eye.
on this one, brother.
I liked Eagle Eye. I liked Disturbia. Even Stevens. Come on, man.
No.
Yeah,
He's
Shut-
just horrible in everything.
Fury. He was Fury.
Hmm.
He was Fury. He was in Fury. Okay. Thor Ragnarok through the weekend, $46.8 million. It won the weekend box office, which is no surprise. Superhero movies at this point, it's like it doesn't matter how crappy they are; they're always going to win the weekend box office. Anyone
Was it
surprised?
even going up against anything? Not saying it wouldn't have won normally, but
Oh yeah.
is there anything really out?
Yeah, what would have been fighting?
Hey, whatever Halloween movies came out, I don't know.
Yeah,
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day, yeah, with the creepy baby face.
I think it is still out. No, I think Thor may have knocked it out of theaters. It was in theaters for a while.
Yeah, it was almost all month.
Medea Halloween.
Oh.
Boo
Oh, that
2.
should have won. That should have won. Give that man / woman.
that
an
probably
Oscar.
won Quincy.
Yeah. Anything else? No? Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to be out.
This is for Daniel and Stanbridge. Despite getting a full season order, Marvel's New Warriors will not be airing on Freeform. It's currently without a home.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Well, good, because I can watch it if it's not on Freeform.
Yeah, I know, right?
What is that like one of those? It's like Crackle or something?
Yeah, it's like an off-brand Hulu.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
And what you met the dude that was in New Marvel?
Yeah.
Or no, not New Marvel. Oh yeah,
The
New Warrior. Guy plays
Warriors.
Speedball, Callum Worthy. Yeah.
Speedball. Okay.
Yeah, super cool guy.
Okay.
Yeah. That will find a home, though. I mean, because even now the fangirls are still obsessed with Squirrel Girl, and she's going to be part of the New Warriors team in that show, and so it's going to find a home. So yeah, I would imagine it'll end up on Netflix or something like that.
Isn't there like a big, not controversy, but Squirrel Girl was always kind of a joke because she was supposed to be like the greatest mutant or whatever, but she was always a joke. But now they're like trying to make her into a serious character.
It's like Harley, you know.
Yeah.
It's become so popular that they're taking her seriously now. Harley was always a joke,
Right.
That was this, Joker's obsessed little girlfriend that he didn't really love, and now it's it's the most romantic relationship ever because Harley's so cute and cool, and she wears short shorts.
And you two love it when young girls and boys are like, wish they had a relationship.
Oh,
with Joker.
Oh,
God, I
that's-
hate
oh,
that
yeah.
so much. I try to talk to him at work. I'm like, no, you don't want to emulate this person.
Yeah. I want a relationship like Joker and Harley. Okay.
There you go.
Why would I tell you to buy?
Get your bitch ass back in the kitchen and make me some pie.
The whole point of that relationship is to show you a dysfunctional
Right,
relationship.
and that's how it started out. It was
100%.
supposed to be a lesson and not something that you emulate.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, there's so many people that they don't understand that.
But
They
see,
see.
I have the same. This is where the feeding the fans is sometimes a really bad idea. I mean, I didn't. I guess that would be spoilers. Everybody's seen Stranger Things 2 now all the way through? Okay,
No,
never mind.
I
All
saw
right,
one.
there's some serious fan service in Stranger Things 2. In fact, a lot of the plot is fan service. Because of a little letter writing campaign and a Twitter thing that went on last year during the first Stranger Things. So they resolved this issue, and it becomes more distracting, I think.
This is
than
about that one character?
Yes, it's
Okay.
They the Justice for Barb thing carries over into the actual series, and I don't think that it really needed to. I mean, and
Well, I mean, it was kind of a thing.
I mean,
in the
it's-
first season,
but-
like
but-
it was,
but
it was
see,
an unsolved mystery.
but that's the thing, though. I don't think that I don't think they
Have
ever
you not
really.
seen the first one?
No, I'm like
Tyler
I'm
has
on
his-
like season.
Tyler
or I'm
has
s-
his fingers
I'm
in
on
his
like
ear.
episode 6 or something like that.
Well, the original, it was a throwaway character, but then because there was such a fan outcry, because there was such a fan outcry, they ended up using that as the major plot point when they were writing Stranger Things 2. They never intended that when they ended the series, when they ended the first series. That was a throwaway. They even did interviews like, yeah, that was a throwaway character. They didn't care, but then there was so much fan crap about it.
Well, yeah, because they made it created her to be a throwaway character, but like they did such a good job writing that people fell in love with all of the characters,
Sure.
not just her. And I don't think it was that big of a plot point in season 2. Like they had 2 or 3 episodes, really. I mean, it was a motivation for
It was
that one girl and
it was the major
John.
motivation for the resolution of season 2. Season 2 would not have would not have been resolved if they hadn't taken up the fight.
You guys, you should see the look on his face.
All right,
I'm
we got.
looking across-
We'll
I
argue-
was like,
we're going to
point
argue
out that
about this off camera.
Let's-
'cause
I have a
yeah,
love like Joker and Harley, except I'm Harley, and it scares me.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Scares us too, brother.
We'll wait till Stranger
Oh, we see the bruises.
Yeah.
We'll wait till Stranger Things podcast. Okay. Alrighty. Netflix has cut ties with Kevin Spacey. House of Cards and a future biopic project about Gore Vidal are no longer going to happen.
That had to happen.
Yeah, no, I don't feel bad for him. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's just news.
I can say Cody and actually were talking about that earlier today. Has he admitted to anything, or is they just
Oh yeah,
allegations?
he came out.
Oh, sure, he came out as
he
gay,
made
but
it,
it
but
didn't
He
come
came out, but he
for
came
the-
out after the allegation. So that's the allegation was the catalyst for him to come out. So it's pretty, and he sent an apology to him too. So
The only thing
he's
that I
pretty
But there's
much
also
committed to it.
another one too. Isn't there another
The dude
guy
from
came-
Star Trek, he was just like, I don't remember that, but if I did, I'm sorry. That's what I thought his apology was. I don't know. If
Yeah,
he's-
Kevin Spacey said
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I
And
don't
there's,
feel
like,
sorry. I don't feel sorry for
probably-
him. I feel sorry for people who paid their mortgages, fed their children off of working on that show. You know what I mean? Because they're out of a job now. But there's really nothing they can do about it.
It is kind of a shame that they can't recast or kill his character in some way because he was the main character. But
I've never seen the show. Can that show?
Well, the original House of
survive
Cards
that?
only ran 3 seasons anyway, and it did not end well for the main character, and that was it. So if they, once again, they've gone off. Yeah, it was a great show, but I think it was starting to get played out.
I think
mean, it was only-
supposedly Netflix said that they were gonna they weren't gonna renew it before this happened. Supposedly,
That sounds like a lot of people.
that's what they released. Like, oh, it was a few months before we weren't gonna release it. We're just making this announcement after.
I guess my concern is that at this moment there's still allegations. So all of these people are losing their jobs, and we've got this big stigma against Kevin Spacey, and it's all innocent until proven guilty. You know, there's no until he comes out and says it happened or there's proof. Like, there's kind of a condemnation of a possibly innocent man at the moment. So I go back and forth. Like, if he did something wrong, then yes, crucify him. But we have a law system for a reason.
All right, more happy news here.
Yeah.
I feel bad I put that one in there. Blake Wrightson, I think. Blake Wrightson has been cast as Brainiac in Sci-Fi's Krypton. He was he was in Da Vinci's Demons. I don't know, but what do you guys think about that show?
It's all supposed to take place like before
20 years before Jor-El.
It sounds boring to me.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, because all the things that make the Kryptonians interesting happen when they're in a yellow sun. And even then, that you're kind of pushing on the interesting
I'm
aspect of that.
I was never a big fan of the Man of Steel Krypton anyway, and I like the. Well, I'm sorry, man, but it. If you want to make a sci-fi series, make a sci-fi series. But it was, in the Superman comics, even after the 70s and 80s, when things started getting more advanced, it was always like a retro sci-fi world, and it was very, very cool. It would be more interesting to see for me to see like a dystopian Krypton with without the flying dragons and water creatures and underwater jet skis and all that fun stuff that they had in Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, if they had done it in like the style of advanced technology, like in John Carter or in Heavy Metal,
Yeah, absolutely.
like, that would be a really interesting show
especially
to watch.
If the women in Heavy Metal were on Krypton.
Hey, I'll watch a Kara Zor-El like that.
And especially if Lochnar is anyone Heavy Metal Lochnar?
Oh yeah, the Lochnar.
Did anyone like the pin art from Man of Steel? I like the pin art. No,
I don't know if I've seen it.
You never seen Man of Steel?
I've seen Man of Steel, yeah.
Though when Russell Crowe is talking about the history, it's all in pin art type.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah, it was a decent scene.
You guys just hate DC so much.
That movie was bad. That movie was bad.
It was terrible.
Until they retcon it in Justice League, that movie was bad.
Save that for later.
I've met what's his name since then, and I've lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Mark Strong is possibly going to be the villain in the Shazam flick. He'll be playing Dr. Sivana.
Oh, okay.
He was the first to figure out the identity of Captain Marvel. He coined the term the Big Red Cheese. This character has been part of the Monster Society and Evil and Secret Society.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on. Moving
Well
on.
done. Your wiki serves you well.
Are we all good? Yeah. We all good with Mark Strong? I like Mark Strong.
They're going with the betrayal of New 52 Zavanna. It's looking like, because that's what I think they're going for. They're not going for
bald head, glasses.
no glasses.
No glasses. Oh.
That would be interesting, but again, it's one of those things where you have a super strong character against a super smart character. And
Are they going to do that stupid emo hoodie on Shazam? I don't like the hoodie.
I like the hooded design for Shazam. Like, I really like that blue.
Me and you are never going to agree on that.
I like the Bob's Big Boy look that he had when going on in the 60s. You know.
You
Well,
like that?
I'm a fan of both. I can understand why they did the hoodie, though, to kind of put a little bit more distinguished
Yeah.
away from Superman.
I mean,
Well,
honestly,
he
you gotta
always had that
remember,
cool
he's like
cape, though.
8. Or
Yeah.
well, not 8, he's like 12 or something like that. So, like, he's going to have a little more youthful approach to his costume. So I like the fact that he's got
So
the-
Billy Batson actually designs his costume?
I think he has some control over it, yeah.
Really?
Because, like, you notice when other people use the Shazam keyword, they don't look exactly like...
Well,
Shazam
Black
does.
Adam has the hood, too.
He's the mightiest mortal. I'm sure costume design falls somewhere in his world of superpowers.
Okay, all right.
That is true, Black Adam does get a hood. You're right.
The world's next mightiest
Yeah.
mortal. There's your reality show.
I'm not sure what the idea was that design change was, but that's Shazam after New 52 as well.
Yeah.
So that's just something they probably just add.
Yeah.
Next on Top Design, Billy Batson.
Make it work.
Huh?
Sorry. Nothing.
Okay, 11 months into 2017, and the horror genre has generated approximately $1.1 billion in revenue. Domestic, we're just talking domestic. It has made $324 million. Split, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, made $138 million. Get Out made $175 million, plus more. I didn't want to name them all. There is a petition for it to get an Oscar nod, and that will never ever happen, in my opinion.
I think it needs to happen. I mean, I would
Well,
agree
yeah,
that
yeah,
there was
'cause
some fine scenes and some fine acting in it.
Did you finally see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
What?
Finally see it.
Oh,
I'm glad someone else thought that, because
don't
when he
get us
was
started.
reading off the list, he's like, "It made," and I was like, "What made?"
so anyway, this is like kind of proving that horror is a genuine genre rather than the redheaded stepchild that it's been, which Hollywood was built on horror or
Horror and sci-fi.
Horror.
Yeah,
Sci-fi.
if you, yeah, if you wanted to make money to fund your next project, you threw together a quick
Yeah.
a horror movie or sci-fi movie,
Yeah.
and that was old Hollywood. Yeah.
Anyways, but
I
I guarantee you, if it gets an Oscar nod, it'll be
No,
labeled.
there's
as,
no way that group of
No, I'm just saying if
congratulating hand job junkie.
Right, but I'm saying that if it
They're-
does,
they
it
will
won't.
never.
But if it does, it'll be a cosmic psychological thriller.
the only way that it will get an Oscar nod is if if Skarsgård dies between now and when the Oscar nominations comes out, just like Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. You know, Ledger.
We can kill him.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, we
if
won't.
Skarsgård dies between now and when the Oscar nominations are read, then it'll get a nomination. Other than that, it's not. You know, something will come out, and they'll, you know, something political will come out, and then they'll all be, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever, you know, whatever.
Is there any? There isn't.
There's the
there
Oscars
any
are
political
so
movies
pointless.
coming
It's such a joke anymore.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anyone else want to throw news out there?
Not about the Oscars.
All right. Moving on to birthdays. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I think we got a Punisher release date, didn't we? It's coming out later this month.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh.
What day was that?
It was
17th. Is that right? 15th,
Next-
17th, something like that.
Not this Saturday. Next Saturday.
Next Friday
Oh,
is the
Friday.
17th.
Okay. All right.
Is it already? Cool.
Okay.
Today's the 5th.
The 5th of November. We'll be back to that. in a little bit. Okay, birthdays today. Famke Janssen.
Right on, Jean Grey.
So gorgeous. Tilda Swinton.
Mhm.
Gorgeous. No, I think she's gorgeous.
I think
No,
Tilda's
I'm just seeing a trend here.
Sam Rockwell.
gorgeous. Sam Rockwell rules. Yeah.
He was in a good movie called Choke. It was a Chuck Palahniuk.
Oh, did you ever see Moon?
I haven't.
Oh,
I know the
good.
twist in it, but yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Here's a little. Y'all gave me crap for not doing trivia, but so here's a trivia. Robert Patrick was born today.
Robert Patrick rocks, man.
Okay, he has a famous brother. Who's his brother? If you don't know his name, what's he famous for?
The Lost Boys.
No, Robert Patrick's brother. He's the lead singer of Filter.
Oh, neat.
Okay.
The lead singer of Hall & Oates, Art Garfunkel is born today.
Wait, what was that name?
What?
Wait,
The lead singer of
With
Hall &
Hall &
Oates is
Oates.
Art Garfunkel?
I fucked up my own joke.
it probably wasn't funny to begin with. That's the bad part.
Yeah, I did.
Because I'm sure deep down you really think Art Garfunkel was the lead singer
No,
of Hall
he's-
&
he
Oates.
was trying to do-
I wrote that this morning at 5 in the morning. Like, this is what I'm going to do.
Then he decided-
And I was so happy with myself.
So happy he decided to text everybody to make sure they were going to show up to hear his fun joke.
Art Garfunkel was born today. And then, as usual, stuntman Fred Carson. And then you have a birthday today.
Yes,
as well.
continuing the trend with gorgeous women, Jamie Fomater. Happy birthday, baby! I love you.
What's your last name?
Fomater.
Monter.
It's French.
Is it really?
It's actually Swiss.
Oh.
Ooh. Like the cheese or the chocolate?
Pick one.
Okay.
Okay, so
It depends on the day.
okay.
Well,
so,
I mean, she is sweet like chocolate. So If she ever listens to the podcast, she'll be
She
on it.
hasn't listened to the podcast.
She's having problems with the SoundCloud. Like she can't
Which
get
is
her
much
SoundCloud
as you
to
talk
work.
about
she's having
foreplay and stuff.
problems.
No. Okay. So anyway, with this month with Justice League coming out, we're gonna spend this month talking about the DC universe. Tonight, we're gonna talk about the DC universe, specifically Justice League.
Yeah, after he announces that Thor is #1 at the box office, this is all about the DC universe this month.
Hey, that's why I'm repping my repping my Marvel team.
Yeah. So I prepared tonight. You ruined my joke, Dick. I prepared. I was gonna say I prepared tonight by watching Marvel's Defenders, which I did. No, I also watched Justice League Dark, Justice League War, and a couple episodes of Super Friends.
The old Super Friends?
Yeah,
Like
oh, yeah.
Challenge of the Super Friends, or
Yeah,
the one that
yeah.
followed.
No.
Meanwhile.
it was Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the two kids, and the dog.
The Wonder Twins.
Xanin, or not Xanin.
No, it wasn't the Wonder Twins. It was the two kids and the dog.
What were their names?
Fuck.
The Wonder Dog or whatever.
The one, yeah. Oh,
Wasn't.
I thought that was Wonder Twins.
No,
Wonder
there's
Twins
another
came in
two.
later.
there were before the Wonder Twins. There were two kids in it, and
It's
they're
like Jane and
No.
something like
Janice
you're-
okay.
And out comes Google.
I know.
I think they were supposed to like represent the kids
I know
who
that-
got to go along the Justice League adventures.
Yeah.
to make
I know the dog
viewers
eloped
feel
with
more
Dynamite.
connected with it.
I always wanted to be that kid.
Any
Yeah.
words on the DC universe before I start getting into?
The animated universe is fantastic so far.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about the comic books and the cinema universe, which is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Justice League DC Comics are out of their post Rebirth era, and pretty much all of them are gold from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Very, very few of the DC books
Because-
you can pick up aren't doing very well right
Yeah,
now.
because we're between reboots.
If
So
you had-
2 more years when then we have the.
if you took like some dude off the street or lady off the street, and they asked you, like, describe Marvel in one sentence, describe DC in one sentence. Well, how would you describe the two universes? Because in
This
my
is gonna
opinion,
end real badly for DC.
I always thought Marvel was too goofy, too colorful, and DC was more like hardcore, more like fanboyish, more. Marvel seemed more open to the mass public, whereas
Wendy
DC
and Marvin were the two kids. In
Oh, okay.
Wendy and
Well,
Marvin, and they're
Wonder wasn't it?
Wonder Dog.
Wonder Dog. Okay.
Wonder Dog.
Anyways, that's how I would think of DC and Marvel. Marvel's more for anyone, easier for anyone just to walk into it, and then DC's more like
Easier for people to walk out of.
And there it is,
Boom!
ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to be a long ass.
We picked the wrong people.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
DC
the
comics.
only DC fan in here.
It's not that I'm not a DC fan. I'm just Marvel does it better.
I feel like DC's doing some things right now post Rebirth. New 52 dropped a lot of notes, in my opinion, and before the whole New 52 relaunch, like I feel like it was exactly opposite of that, where DC was a little too colorful, a little bit too goofy, and Marvel was a little too serious, and then everything reversed after right around the New 52 era, where New 52 started getting really dark, really gritty for DC, and Marvel actually made efforts to lighten the tone.
Well, what do you know? It's not like you own a comic book.
I actually had the chance to sit down and talk to one of the main editors at DC Comics a few years ago, and the major complaint that my DC readers that I had to take to him was, hey, you need to lighten things up. Because at the time, there was one book that had any sort of humor, and everything else was dark, gritty Atom books.
Well,
And,
yeah. What was the humor one?
Harley Quinn. And
that's your favorite?
even in the earlier Harley Quinn books, they were trying to do some gritty storylines where Harley was like considering suicide. So
What's
there
wrong
was
with
some
gritty though? Like seriously, like I cannot stand humor in my superhero stuff. What is wrong with gritty?
There's nothing wrong with gritty, but when everything's gritty, it's like
It's an
everything
honest
tastes the
universe.
same. You have to
Yeah.
have something to break your palate up. So you like
Let's throw in Deadpool in.
Marvel. So that was one of the major complaints I took to one of the DC editors, and they said, tell your guys to read Teen Titans. So then they had Teen Titans and Harley Quinn. They had a whole 2 books that you could get away from dark and gritty, and now I think they're finally finding a nice balance.
That's why Scott Snyder was my hero, because his stuff was pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And his brother Zack Snyder is amazing. They're not really.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think
And their other brother, Josh Schneider, is not present.
Pre-Crisis, the major thing that separated DC and Marvel was Marvel had continuity, and DC was always Monster of the Week, and anything, there was no
Pre what?
huh
Pre what?
Pre-Crisis.
Oh, pre-crisis. Okay.
Pre-Crisis.
I didn't hear what you said.
DC had no continuity.
Right.
You're referring to Infinite Crisis, right? The first?
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
Okay.
85. Yeah.
First comics.
Because there are about a dozen crises in DC.
There are
Universe
now.
right
I'm
now,
sorry.
yeah.
When I say Crisis, it's old school, original Crisis. That was before then. There was no continuity in DC in the DC universe. Everything was Monster of the Week, and it didn't really. It was, Superman was allergic to Krypton one week and not allergic to it the next, and it didn't. Nothing was uniform. Marvel has always been continuitous, and the story. There's even though there are Monster of the Week stories, there's something happening for the overall plot all the way through.
All right.
So
Did it?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Crisis. Crisis on Infinite. Isn't that the one where Superboy punches reality?
that's
brain?
that's
That's
Infinite Crisis on Infinite Crisis,
Okay.
not Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, Crisis on Infinite
And
Earths.
he
is
ends
the-
up in that universe where him and Superman and Lois are stuck in
Then Alexander.
that whatever.
Or,
You're right.
You gotta talk, dude. You gotta talk loud. You gotta...
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was mumbling.
Okay.
I didn't know
It's-
the, I didn't know the
so-
correct answer.
and that was another thing where they went as far as they thought they could with the continuity that they had, and now that's the term retcon punch comes from that when in Infinite Crisis when he
And that's how
punches through reality.
That's how Jason Todd came back to life.
Yes, he punches through reality, and they retcon the whole universe again.
Another
And
character I hate.
Jason Todd?
He's got humor. I don't like him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, a man who enjoys life. Adam, I hate him.
Doesn't
If he does-
the Joker have humor?
If there's 1% chance, if there's a 1% chance there's gonna be humor, you gotta take it out. Is what I say. It's a Batman joke.
Yes, everyone got the joke.
Okay. Okay. Here's some cool trivia. The Earth in the DC universe is slightly larger than ours because it contains all of our cities and the fictional cities. So it's slightly larger than our Earth.
That is true.
Yep.
They reference a lot of real world places and then a lot of not real world places.
John Constantine's original design was modeled
Excuse
after
me, what?
John Constantine?
Constantine.
No, Tyne. That's how the Brits say it.
Oh, he's French. I got it.
No, he's British. His original design was modeled after Sting. You're laughing, but I'm swearing. Listen to Listen to Alan Moore say Constantine, and he'll say Constantine.
Listen to Alan Moore say a lot of things, and you'll be really
All right.
confused.
Does anyone know who Jack Smith is? Jack Smith.
I think it's my new neighbor.
John Smith's brother.
No, he played Batman in the 1964 flick Batman Dracula, directed by Andy Warhol.
What?
I didn't realize there was a Batman Dracula movie. And
Directed by Andy Warhol.
Is that on Netflix? I want to watch that.
It
now.
is. No, it's on YouTube though.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not good. I watched it. It's not good.
This doesn't have to be good.
oh, so not much changes between 1964 and modern day Batman.
So what you're saying is Jack Smith is Zack Snyder's illegitimate father.
Oh, I am not gonna like this episode.
It is turning into the roast of Adam. That is what it's turning into.
The Teen Titans once depicted JFK as a cosmic soldier. The Titans traveled to deep space to help JFK defeat an oppressive alien government. The JFK that was assassinated was an alien imposter.
Fact.
Fact. Okay. Okay. So
I like that.
I'm gonna go around the table. Favorite DC character, minus Batman, minus Superman. That's even people who hate Batman like Batman. So minus all that crap. Who's your favorite DC character? Besides
You
Batman.
didn't say which way you were.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
said what direction we're going.
Oh, I was looking at you.
Okay, well, you look at me a lot.
Yes, right.
I mean,
As he
Who wouldn't?
as he strokes his hair. Do we need to give you guys like 5 minutes?
We'll need
we-
more
we
than
don't-
that.
4 for cuddling.
Oh, yeah, you're up.
I go back and forth between John Constantine
Thank
and Zatanna. I like both of them a lot.
I know why you like Zatanna.
Well, Zatanna's got a banging costume. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's
but
been changed up though. It's not the fishnet stalking somewhere, is it?
no, she's got a little bit more traditional, but she's still got that kind of sexy tuxedo top hat.
Yeah.
No matter how you throw tails on a girl,
Like the waitresses at a high end strip bar.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But,
No,
but they can't speak backwards magic.
No,
As far
they
as
can
you
barely
know.
speak English,
no, but they can work magic.
That's true.
and they can make a Jack and Coke.
Zatanna, I like spellcasters, and I think she's got a really interesting take on magic. And Constantine, I like the British wit, I like the humor, and I like having a character who's not a spell slinger. Previous New 52, not a spell slinger.
Yeah, thank you. I do not like the New 52.
Yeah, the spell slinger is a little bit less interesting in my opinion.
I like the more Connors.
Yeah, exactly.
Shazam.
Really, the hood or cape? Which one do you like?
I Kate.
Okay.
So anti-hood.
I'm not anti-hood. I like the previous rendition of Shazam a lot better. I like I remember love it. It was like he's a good guy.
Okay.
Oh, he was the first superhero to have a TV serial. Fact.
No,
No.
can't be.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
When?
In like 19, I don't remember.
Okay, there was
You're
a
talking
Shazam series in 1970s.
No,
but
this
that's
was before that. This was black and white Captain Marvel. The only good thing I've ever found at FYE.
wow.
Which I learned is not is not
It's
a
not
local
a-
store.
it's not a local store. Moving on.
Stanbridge, who's your favorite DC character?
Depends on the writer and the run. But definitely, I mean, obviously, Gaiman's Sandman. If I'm going to pick up on all the emo action you're getting from your negativity from the comments section, definitely Sandman, which technically counts.
Yeah, it
it
counts. Yeah,
because
it's Vertigo,
it
yeah.
counts. But
Well, you
the-
said Constantine.
Yeah, but he's DC main universe too.
and then Green Arrow with the Mike Grell run, and then the Green Arrow and Green Lantern.
Buddy.
Buddy series back in the
Right.
70s, which is awesome stuff. You know, from a comic book stance, yeah. I mean, if you're talking movies, then Christopher Reeve's Superman, definitely. Michael Keaton's Batman, totally. After that, it's all crap.
I can almost bet your favorite character is Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Lantern.
Which one?
Hal Jordan.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, I like. Do you want to throw anyone else out? I just kind of answered for you.
No, that answer.
I like Etrigan. I like
Etrigan rules.
I like any
Etrigan's
character
cool.
that
Yeah.
rhymes.
Yes.
So I really like Etrigan.
Yeah.
I like.
He's a big fan of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
He wants to be a rapper.
Roadblock from G.I. Joe's I like a lot too. I like anyone from Apocalypse, like Mr. Miracle, Darkseid, Granny Goodness. I like all of them, and I like Slam Bradley. He's a detective in Gotham. I like him a lot. Okay. Now, last question before we get into it. Which DC character would you be? Not what DC character do you want to be. Which DC character would you be? Taking your personality into effect. What?
One of the people that gets mugged in
Yeah.
Gotham.
Yeah.
No. Okay, what DC superhero would you be?
Well, let's see. My parents aren't dead, so that rules out Batman.
Okay, I'll.
My
st-
plan
I'll
is
start-
not-
Boy,
I'll
man,
start-
that's
my
that's
plan
a
has-
tough
That's a
hard
hard
one.
See, I would want to be Batman, but I'm too much of a puss, and I'm a company man, so I follow orders very well,
That you can't stay up past 9.
and I can't stay up past 9. So I would probably be more of like a Phantom Stranger, the Spectre, Swamp Thing type thing, who like a company man type deal.
I could just see you as Batman, like getting up at like 4 in the morning, and be like, God, I hope someone's robbing somebody right now. I can stop this crap.
I think I would end up being like male Oracle.
Yeah.
Because like I've got the place, I'm finding
That,
people, I've got
didn't
connections.
Mr. Terrific? Isn't he kind of the male Oracle up in the Watchtower, Mr. Terrific?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Terrific.
Stan, your face is really red. What's going
No,
on?
I'm just laughing, dude. I'm thinking
just trying
you're
to
Harvey
make like a
Bullock.
black
He's
dude.
Oracle.
Oh, I would be Harvey Bullock.
You would
in
be
a
Harvey
heartbeat,
Bullock
man.
all day, dude.
I love Bullock.
You're grouchy and you hate everything.
But see, I would. The only thing is, I wouldn't be Bullock because he can go like against the rules. Like I am such a company man. Like I will not break any rules.
Yeah.
So that's why I would have to be like a fan of Strange.
Yeah, but Harvey, I don't think that Harvey goes against the rules because he's been forced into that position, though. I mean, if everything around you is chaos, then you can't obviously the people in charge aren't going to know exactly what's going on when you're on the street. So Harvey has to go against the rules at some
Yeah, I'd
point.
be honored.
I mean,
but I would
yeah.
be Donald Logue's Bullock because he's a little more in shape. I don't want to be the comic.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be the one from the animated series
Yeah,
that eats his way through the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler, what'd you go for?
Dude, I don't know.
All right.
You tell me who I'd be.
You would be
I'm sitting really close to you, so think about the answer really
the New 52's Green Lantern from Gotham. The original Green Lantern.
Alan Scott?
Thank you. Yep.
Do you have a wood allergy?
No, that's not what I was going for.
good. It's kind of ironic that he has a wood allergy in the New 52.
Right?
How would he have even survived? Never mind. That's a question for another time.
Right.
I don't know. I've never really thought of it.
What? I think about this crap all the time. You guys
Yeah,
know-
You think
if
who
I'm
you
actually
want
put
to be?
if I would want to be somebody, it would be Shazam, because I like to live up to the ideals, but I'm not that person.
Yeah, oh yeah, I would want to be Batman and Harvey, but there's no way.
Right, but like if
know.
you're just saying who do you think you'd actually be,
Badass.
and I'm drawing a blank.
Okay. Okay, well then who would you want to be then?
Green Lantern.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who
Why
would
do you say it like a
Who
question?
would you want to
Yeah.
be?
I think I would be, and I want to be I'd be Constantine all day long.
Yeah,
dude.
I would
wear,
want to be Constantine.
I mean,
too,
I chain smoke. I wear trench coats. I mean, and I'm not afraid to make a deal with the devil, baby.
Okay, all right.
That
So
sounds like your Tinder profile.
Okay. Okay, so all month we're talking about DC Universe tonight, specifically Justice League. I'll throw out some facts about Justice League. You guys interrupt me as many times as you want, please.
Stop right there.
What's up?
You said interrupt.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's interrupting.
All right. Justice League was conceived by writer Gardner Fox and first appeared as a team in the Brave and Bold number 28, March 1960. The original members include Superman, Aquaman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Batman, and Wonder Woman. The Justice League received its own comic book title, Justice League of America, in November of 1960. Since then, there has been a constant rotation of players, including Atom, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Hawkgirl, Hawkman, Plastic Man, Stargirl, Shazam, Cyborg, and Zatanna.
Really, you just name every superhero in DC and they've been a Justice League member of some kind.
I think Jimmy Olsen was up there at one point, man. He was,
Really?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh, who was the one that pretended to audition just so he could like kill him? Was it Prometheus who disguised himself as a superhero just to get into the Watchtower?
I thought that was. Didn't Mr. Gold do that at one point to knock everybody
No,
out?
but
it was
right, but this was a bad guy though. He tried to like, he was like trying to attack the women or something. I think it was Prometheus. I could be wrong. No.
I don't think it's Prometheus because I think the storyline where that Prometheus is doing that's a Deathstroke storyline. Not that I can remember the name of it. It's the one that Jimmy always freaks out about.
Jimmy freaks out about a lot of stuff, Daniel. Don't look at me and just expect me to. Oh yeah,
I
it's
don't
that
remember. I don't remember that storyline, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I will continue. The concept of a league has been adapted into various other media, including the animated Super Friends. Do we like? Yeah? No?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Before its time, it was good.
I loved the Justice League. That
There's-
All of Justice.
No.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Thank you. The football helmet looking thing. Darth Vader. I like.
It's the basis of so much stuff now. I mean, the Legion of Doom just pops up everywhere.
Love Legion of Doom.
Yeah. And the Hall of Justice too. I mean, it's just. I think there's a lot of architecture that's been based on those two.
Did you know that they call the police department in San Francisco the Hall of Justice? That's awesome.
There's some like museum in, I don't know, I think it's like Ohio that modeled their building after the Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like they've
It
got
looks
like
exactly like it.
They've
It's
got like a
freaking
whole
cool.
bunch of stuff. They got like Ghost Rider's motorcycle and I
That's
don't
a
know.
wrong universe.
It's not just DC.
Okay.
God, I hate you.
Oh yeah, don't start that crap because we'll switch the whole conversation over
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Marvel if you let us.
Justice League of America. Okay, Super Friends in its many incarnations. Justice League of America live action series, which was only made into a pilot. Did anyone see the pilot?
Hilarious.
It is horrible.
It is so bad it's good.
It's got Guy Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Wally West, but he's unemployed. It's shot like a TV show, like Real World. Martian Manhunter's in it. It's got Fire and Ice. You remember them?
Yeah, Fire and Ice.
That sounds more like a Justice League International.
That's a lot of that lineup, yeah.
Yeah.
It was horrible, man.
It is really terrible, but it's so funny.
God, who was the other one? Guy Gardner. Wally West as the Flash, but he was unemployed.
Santana's in there.
Is she?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay. And then, anyway, you guys haven't seen it?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, I can't say that.
That I think that is on YouTube also.
Yeah, it is. Okay, then the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited animated show, as well as the current Justice League Action animated show, which I haven't seen the Justice League Action, but I've seen every episode of Justice League in Unlimited like 500 times.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
That show did no wrong.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Childhood memories right there.
Okay, that's
Yep.
Okay. Several.
Fact.
That's
my quote.
several attempts at movies were made. An attempt in 2008 was scrapped because of the writers' strike. This was Justice League Mortal. I don't know if you guys, the script's on the internet, you can read it. Batman. He fears that he fears that superheroes aren't good enough, so he creates artificial intelligent robots to help out, and they end up turning bad.
So that, yeah.
That's got DJ Cortona as Superman. He is one of the Gecko brothers in the new Dusk Till Dawn TV series. It's got Armie Hammer as Batman. And it's got Adam Brody from the OC. He was Green Arrow.
Okay. It's not a terrible cast.
Another live-action film was announced in 2012, but was scrapped as well. And now, as of November 17th, we will finally see the live-action Justice League flick.
Sounds like Batman vs Superman. A lot has ended up in the trash.
Okay. Cannot wait for this month to be over.
You're the one that decided this.
yeah.
No, I set it in stone. Once I set it in stone, I can't change it. I am a slave to the show.
You got on the internet, Wikipedia, they got 2 pieces of wood and some hammer and some nails, buddy, and you're just...
Okay, so what does it take to write a good Justice League story? No Zack Snyder comments.
I think like
So
most
y'all
superheroes, yeah. I think like most superhero movies, it's most focused on the villain. Like if you can create a compelling and interesting villain, then like you've got a good foundation. So I think you have to start there.
You have to, the villain has to be world-ending.
See, okay, I brought that up.
Yeah, and he's got to be strong enough to take. I mean, you're talking about the
Darkseid.
the heavy hitters. These people have all, in their individual comics, saved the world by themselves at one point or another. So it has to be a huge film.
So in the DC universe, that's what Darkseid, Brainiac.
Lex Luthor.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Lex Luthor.
Absolutely.
Real Lex Luthor.
Real Lex Luthor, not the one that was in that stupid film you like.
Does DC have any cosmic baddies?
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
World-ending baddies. I mean, like Galactus-sized baddies.
You have, but most of the time they're beaten by one-shots.
Anti-Monitor.
Yeah.
He's the one that always causes the crisis, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else we got?
Necron.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the Black Hand?
Black Lantern. Yep, he's the guy who empowered Black Hand. He was
Oh,
the,
okay.
the entity of
Yeah.
the Black Lantern.
So
Battle.
is that a Justice League villain? Is that Justice League worthy villain?
Oh,
He
absolutely.
took
What's
on
the,
everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, took on the entire world.
Yeah.
Universe.
Well, Sinestro and those and what
The Yellow Lantern Corps?
Yeah, what's the Anti-Lantern Corps?
Planet?
What was it? The
Horde?
is it the Horde?
What are you
There's
referring
the
to?
Sinestro Corps, and they live in the
Sinestro.
antimatter universe.
Yeah.
On the planet Cord.
Yeah.
Or QW. I don't know how that
Horde.
That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah, I mean the Sinestro Corps absolutely could be
Yeah.
a great villain set. Like, I think the problem is that you don't necessarily have to have a one villain. Like, if you
Yeah.
had, you know, a Sinestro show up with Mongol, and you had
Mongol, there's another villain.
Yeah.
Death World, is he part of Death World?
War World.
War World. War World.
He's
You
not
could
really
get, like, a-
after the Earth. He just wants to entertain himself.
Yeah.
But then, like, you get Lyssa Drak, and you get Carousel,
Right.
and like, there's a lot of
What
really
about
interesting.
Vandal Savage?
Vandal Savage is interesting, but he has the same problem that you get with a lot of Lex Luthor type stuff, where he's super smart, doesn't have a whole lot of skills beyond I am super smart and I don't die.
Right. Like,
He's got a really hot daughter.
That's not
really a
superpower,
superpower.
dude.
Still, it's hot. She's
Super
hot.
sperm.
What about Maxwell
Maxwell Lord.
Lord?
Lord.
Thank you. Yeah.
He's like a Lex Luthor character.
Dude, you gotta speak
Well-
up, man.
No, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, like Maxwell Lord, like he's good like a one-on-one, but you can't do like him versus the Justice League. You have to have him, the team, versus the Justice League.
Or
Gotta
there
have, like,
has
a
to be a
Legion of
huge
Doom
setup. There has to be.
Type
some
thing.
some kind of legion.
to go up against this league.
But okay. Is there a way we can? What about Starro? By the way, I wrote Starro down.
Oh yeah, Starro definitely.
Yes.
I forgot about Starro.
the problem is, if you don't know about DC Comics, it's hard to introduce a character like that.
That is true. When you start talking about cosmic starfish that mind control people with more starfishes,
That definitely makes sense.
you
I
get a
would
little
watch
out of
that.
I think Neil deGrasse
Make it
Tyson talked
make
about
it
that.
dark and gritty, and Adam would watch it. Just take out all the comedy.
yeah.
Uh,
I don't know how you don't laugh when someone gets a starfish to the face.
Not
you'd
this
be
guy.
you'd be a horrible human being if you did laugh. Is there a way we can write a Justice League story without a cosmic baddie? Because in their one Justice League arc where Batman has control of Brother Eye and he loses it in the OMAC crew.
Yep, I believe that's the Future's End storyline.
So there you go. Is there a way we can come up right now? No cosmic baddie.
For a movie?
Yeah, we're making a Justice League movie. How can we write one? No
You know,
cosmic baddie.
No, there has to be a bad guy that can logically
Warrant.
take all 5 team members or whoever, however many they have at that point.
Yeah, but
Well,
what if we
okay.
don't do a traditional Justice League movie? What if we don't include the Trinity and Cyborg and Flash?
Well, I could do like they did in the DC universe and just get rid of the original 3 and then let the side characters, or the
Yeah,
minor
I
league
mean,
characters. Yeah,
look,
that would be cool too.
I think you could do a weaker villain group if you had a weaker set of heroes.
Yeah.
So if we did, like Cody mentioned, a Justice League International team where maybe we've got Guy Gardner, Fire and Ice, maybe your powerhouse is Martian Manhunter, you could do a weaker group. You could do some more interesting villains, I think, that way.
Okay, well, it seems like most of whenever there's a reboot or when they're trying to tell a story, the origin always seems to be a cosmic baddie. So the Justice League of America #9 from 1962 saw the Appalachians infiltrate. Does that sound right? Appalachians infiltrate Earth. They were a competing alien race. Were sent to see who could conquer Earth first, which caused the formation of the team. Which is similar to the formation of the team in the animated show, with the invading alien race being the White Martians. That's a good episode. And then the New 52 origin was Darkseid invading Earth. So it seems like the origins of all the Justice League is the. What if? We already conquered my net. We already did my net.
I think that
Brainiac Parasite would be a good team up against the Justice League. That would
Oh
be-
yeah, Brainiac Parasite. That'd be really
Yeah.
interesting team up. I'd
Because
watch that.
then you got they're two minor villains, but essentially, but they could take the whole team easily.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like that'd be really sweet.
Yeah, that'd be
Like,
kinda fun.
The Parasite episodes of Supergirl have been great,
Mhm.
which I have loved most of that show. So like,
What do you think of Red Tornado on that show?
that costume was absolutely atrocious.
It was, yeah.
Like that was the worst costuming. Like that looked like low budget fan film costuming. That was terrible.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to keep it on track here. What characters would you use if we're doing a new team? What characters would you use besides the standards? Okay, so Superman's out. We need a team leader. Who are we gonna throw in for the team leader?
Superman
Question.
wasn't always the leader, though. He wasn't always leader. He was the forefront guy, but he wasn't the strategist all the time.
Well, no. Well, strategist is
That
different.
was Batman.
Yeah, Batman's always been this, but who's the leader? Who's the
The symbol head of the team.
Yeah, the face, the one that has to go down and talk to the UN. Who's gonna be that guy?
It'd probably be John Johns.
But
But would humans be able to handle?
Well, he wouldn't be like they don't use him a lot because he can't really relate to humanity.
Mm.
See, to me, like every time you talk about like the governing body of the league, you have Batman who's in charge, and he sends Superman as the mouthpiece.
Well-
So when the UN needs talking to, Superman goes. Batman tells him what to say.
Right. That was what episode was I watching? I was watching shit. It was an episode. It had Teen Titans in it. It had the Teen Titans, and it had it had the Justice League in it, and the Titans were. Or no, it wasn't a show. It was a it was.
What was that thing I was eating? And then, oh no, it was this place I was going to. That's
So-
about as much as
So there was a character called the Key, right? And they trapped the Justice League and the Teen Titans in this. Have you guys read it? In this place. So it was the Teen Titans with a few members of the Justice League, and they were fighting who's going to be the leader. Nightwing comes in and he's like, I'm the leader of the Teen Titans, and Aquaman's there. It was basically just Aquaman and the rest of the Teen Titans, and so they're all listening to Nightwing, and Aquaman's like, I'm the king of Atlantis, you listen to me. And Nightwing's like, I'm the leader of the Teen Titans. And so there was a big old struggle, and then they just kind of argued with each other. And then Wonder Woman walks in, she tries to take control, and then there's a big old fight. And then Superman walks in, and he tries to take control, and everyone's like, well, who the fuck's in charge? And then finally Batman comes in, and he takes control, and then the Flash Kid Flash looks at Flash and says, it looks like there's another leader change. And they're like, yeah, when Batman walks in, there's always a leader change. So he's always the leader. Batman's technically the leader no matter what.
That's kind of how I see it. I
Okay,
mean, he's
so-
got all the money.
So who would we put?
There you
Well, that
go.
is his superpower. He's rich.
Yeah.
Who would we put? Okay, who are we gonna put as the front, the mouthpiece, the poster boy? Who are we gonna put it? Or female?
Question.
I'm not going to trust
No,
somebody
you
that
can't.
doesn't have a
you
face.
can't you can't trust a faceless person.
I think he's the perfect she, depending on your question,
Right.
perfect team leader for a more ground level group.
Okay, he'd be a perfect leader, but who's gonna be the face?
You're looking for the political leader, and we're looking at the
Who's the
battle
man that goes
leader.
to the UN?
For
to
the, you know,
talk?
if you get rid of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, the battle leader would have to be Aquaman. I mean, it's automatic.
No, we're wiping everything. We're wiping them all out. Let's say,
Oh, we were just
wiping
going
the
off
main
of
seven.
all.
No,
So
no,
basically,
no.
we're
Wow.
wiping.
Seven.
Let's say they're all trapped in some sort
okay,
of
so
energy
we're making a Teen
centralized.
Titans movie then.
Teen Titans are out. Teen
They're gone
Titans are
too.
out.
You're horrible at explaining things.
Yeah, we're
You said the first three are out, then you're talking about a leader,
No,
and then you're like, no, the guy that talks to people.
okay.
Yeah, who's going to be, like he calls it, the mouthpiece? Who's the dude that goes to the UN? Who addresses...
Jimmy Olsen.
You're going to have Jimmy Olsen in it?
He's the mouthpiece for the UN. He's
He's
the reporter,
he's
man.
dead. He was shot in that... he was shot by the warlord.
Okay, so yeah.
So
You
so
can't
now
use
we're
Jimmy
so now
Olsen
we're in the
'cause he's dead.
cinematic universe.
So who we got,
We
man?
don't even.
I don't know
Killed
the
everybody,
qualifications
Adam.
anymore.
Well,
like we had a good thing going, and then it just got
I agree.
wrecked.
I agree. I agree.
We started
with-
off getting rid of the big three. Now you're wiping out everybody.
Wiping
Teen
out-
Titans are dead.
Wipe this is a catastrophe, man. The superheroes are well. This podcast too. Listen,
Adam Tipton's new 3 coming soon to a
let's say-
comic stand near you.
Let's say
Booster Gold.
Everybody's
That's the one
dead
person
except-
he hasn't said that.
Yeah,
we
he's
Oh
Come
no,
on,
he's
Booster
dead
Gold.
because he's not in the timeline yet.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody. So basically, what he's leading us to is everybody's dead except for Constantine. So he's the leader of the New Justice League, right?
Nah, he's too busy with Justice League Dark.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we
so,
can't
so,
pick
so
anyone from
basically,
Justice
we're just
League Dark.
naming names until we find
Yeah,
the right
yeah,
person
we-
that Adam wants to
yeah.
say.
Basically, we're playing what? Who is Adam thinking of right now?
It's
No, I agree with you.
objection leading the witnesses.
I agree with you. Question would be an amazing strategist.
Yes.
So he's taking over the Batman role. Let's put it this way: he's taking over the Batman role. Who's taking over the Superman role?
We have to do 6 more of these. This is gonna take all damn night.
Let's just do the Trinity then, if we're taking. So we got Question doing the Batman role. Who are we going to get as the Superman role?
I think
What about-
Shazam?
Shazam,
Yeah,
yeah,
Shazam's
it
the
has
right
to be
animal.
Shazam.
I was thinking more of. Guess who's I'm thinking? I was thinking more of Icon.
Who?
Icon.
Icon.
He's Superman. He's Superman level.
The Space Knight?
No.
No, that's Marvel.
That's Rom.
Oh, that is
Legend.
yeah. Okay, no, there was an Icon Space Knight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Icon, the black gentleman.
The black
Black
gentleman.
Are you thinking
The African American fellow.
yeah, like he's in Young Justice.
Yeah, he's Superman level strength, and I mean I think he's stronger than Superman.
Well, it depends on the day. Superman, varies in strength.
I mean, offered to push the Earth out of the way of
Yeah.
How do you not know who Icon is?
It doesn't sound familiar at all.
Like, yeah, that's another thing.
With
I
a
don't-
K or a C?
Like I know he's
It's
I see.
ICON. He had his own 12-issue series.
He was part of a different.
all I'm thinking of is the IK,
Do you-
and that's
okay,
a
he was part of that universe, that defunct universe that came out of like Static Shock, Icon. It was
okay.
it was an urban,
The problem here is not a lot of people know about him.
but still.
This guy?
Yep.
Wow, talk about obscure superheroes. Jeez,
You know,
man.
okay, all right, fine. Let's not play who Adam's thinking. We're going with Shazam then.
No, and that's another thing is, well, if you're gonna use somebody, they have to also be as well known as Superman. They can't be just like I'm just as strong as I'm not. Hey, I'm just as strong as Superman, so I can be. You can trust me.
Okay. all
Nobody's
right.
gonna get behind that.
The thumbs up, that's
Okay,
what really pushed it on. I'm on his side
Yeah.
now.
You okay? I do.
It
agree
looks
with
like
that.
Jon Stewart in a costume change.
Yeah.
Shazam is Superman. Question is Batman. Who are we gonna do as Wonder Woman?
Oh,
Ragman.
that might be a bad idea to have Shazam
Right. That's I'm not
like a 12-year-old talking
What up,
to
guys?
the UN.
But
that might be a bad
just
idea.
like Superman.
Have you
Question,
seen the UN lately?
But just
That's fair.
Just like Superman, though, Question feeds Shazam what to say, because he's the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. It's just I do like the idea of Shazam because he's wholesome.
He's
all
the
around.
goody. He's the ultimate good guy.
Yeah.
Everybody gets behind him. He never does any wrong. The only thing he's not there is maturity, which could be the way we do it. If the main original Trinity died, or just gone abruptly and devastatingly, he gets that maturity. Like, I got to really step up, that sort of thing.
Okay, you sold me. Sincerely, you sold me on it. Okay, and I do like Question as Batman. Who we got as Wonder Woman? Who we replacing with her?
What does she do for the League?
She's
Originally,
the
she was
she's
secretary.
she's the
In the Justice Society of America, she was the secretary. Thank you very much.
She's the warrior, man. She's the one that gets her hands dirty. She's the
Ragman.
one.
I'm not trying to make any.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Whenever
we
a sentence
go.
starts like that.
Here we go.
I'm sorry. She
Here
was the
comes-
I'm
strong.
not racist, but
It's not racist.
My
It's,
president
she was the
was.
strong female lead.
Okay,
So she was the female presence representing the female population.
that's not bad. That's not a bad thing to say.
It's not a bad thing, but then again, she's just another bruiser.
Yeah, I would say she's the strong female. She's smart. She's strong, but and I would say she's a good strategist, not nowhere near Batman. Depending on who's writing him. If Grant Morrison is writing him, then no one's as good as Batman. But we gotta get someone who's smart. What about Power Girl? Mainly 'cause-
Power Girl is not known for her intelligence.
I
What
wanna
is
see
she
the
known
costume.
for?
I don't. She's.
Yeah.
What is she known for?
Jade, the
I
Green
thi-
Lantern.
I think one of my favorite scenes with Power Girl is where she's holding the lasso with Wonder Woman. If you haven't seen that, look it up. It's probably not podcast material, but it's damn funny.
Well, okay, all right, fine.
The
Not
Saga
Power-
of the Deadly Motorboat.
not Power Girl. Who would replace? It's got to be a strong, smart female.
What about Batgirl? What about
Cassandra Cain,
Barbara Gordon.
Oracle version.
No,
No,
no.
we gotta have a warrior though.
What do you think Shazam is?
You can't fight in a wheelchair? What are you trying to say?
Well,
Not-
she's not paralyzed
yeah.
anymore.
They really.
Well, he didn't specify
They-
which one we were going with.
I said Batgirl, not Oracle.
They really retcon that out.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so much crap.
Yeah, they actually made her young too. Like she's super young.
So we
Well,
want
yeah,
a
and-
super
and
young
Rebirth.
kid. Well, that Billy.
oh
Bats.
yeah, that was the deal with the hipster thing. Wasn't she like a hipster at one point?
Kind of, yeah. Like she's taking selfies and
Yeah,
stuff
I don't.
like that.
I don't like it. You're not. Okay, moving on. Who besides Batgirl? Who again? I don't want hipsters in my
Well,
watch.
no,
show.
you get-
Well, you want a
something
female
that's-
presence in the Justice League, or you just want a female to replace the?
I want a genuine, a good replacement.
a good replacement.
Yeah.
Well, then you. Well,
What about Vixen?
Okay.
Vixen would be fine.
I'm
Yeah.
behind that. She's strong. She's smart. So we got
Vixen.
Shazam, Question, and Vixen, and then everyone else falls in. Do we have a real quick speedster? Who can we replace as a speedster?
Flash is gone. Wally West takes up.
Well, who's Impulse?
Impulse
Bart Allen.
is
Bart Allen, yeah.
From-
Barry Allen's.
Kid from
Grandson.
the future.
What
Yeah.
about Impulse? Can we put him in there?
Sure.
Is
I
he
mean,
crap?
it's-
Is he crap? I don't
If it's not Flash, it's someone in the Flash family.
You're right.
know. All right. Arsenal to replace Green Arrow. I really like the new Green Lantern to do with the mask. We'll leave him as the Green Lantern replacement.
Simon Baz.
Yeah, I think he's cool.
He's an interesting Green Lantern.
They still carry a gun.
Yeah. Because sometimes the ring fails.
I
Okay.
hate when that happens.
Well, okay.
It's lithium. You know,
There's
it's
actually a
just-
really
yeah,
cool.
so you don't charge it.
Really cool storyline I know where that's been going on with him and Jessica Cruz.
Yeah, isn't she another one?
Yeah, she's a Green Lantern.
How shitty is Space Sector 2814 that you gotta have like
Yeah, what-
12 Green Lanterns?
Well, it's the same thing as Superman was the only survivor of Krypton, unless
Well,
they need another character from Krypton.
It's the Earth is a nexus, so it's. I mean, and all the where they like the atom that the explosion comes from.
Yeah.
So all the other universes splinter off
Yeah.
from Earth. Yeah, huh?
the atom.
The atom Atom would be. You're the atom.
I'm the atom.
The atom.
The atom.
The atom.
Okay, so
Atom.
with this new super team we got, this new Justice League, what's our enemy?
Somebody that's trying
Besides
to
fascism.
pull a fast one without the original Trinity there. Like, hey, these guys aren't here anymore. It's going to be easy for me to do this.
So let's take in the fact that the major ones, our heroes, the original lineup died, preventing Darkseid, Brainiac, Lex Luthor. They're all wiped out in this epic battle that happened. So you wipe out the strong players on the good side, and they wiped out the strong players on the bad side.
You know, the perfect person to step up and take that opportunity would be Penguin.
I was just gonna say the same fucking
Really?
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man,
yeah,
I like that
Penguin.
idea.
Penguin is
a-
the he,
Man, I kinda like that idea.
criminal
Mastermind.
mastermind. Yeah.
Yeah. Batman's dead. Superman's dead. Wonder Woman's dead. Penguin's making his move.
Yeah. Penguin
Not
runs
necess-
the Gotham Underground, man. He's
Absolutely.
Not
Cheers,
necessarily maybe to rule the world, but like a major, large-scale money operations. Like
yeah, they would.
crazy.
It would be a Die Hard situation with the Penguin. It would all be smoke and mirrors, so he could do a big cash grab
I
or
am
some
really
kind of or
sold
grab
on
power.
this idea.
Yeah,
I
it would
like it.
totally be Die Hard.
Call up Zach.
Yeah, so he would recruit some or manipulate other people into trying and into attacking the Justice League while he had something else going on.
Man, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good one.
Going off topic, anyone else want to see Felix Faust as a bad guy in Wonder Woman rather than Ares?
I
don't know. I haven't seen one of them yet.
I kind of.
I would have liked to see Felix Faust. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about different versions. Here are some actual different versions. Justice League Dark, 2011 to 2015. Its members included Constantine, Madame Xanadu, Deadman, Zatanna, Black Orchid, Frankenstein, Swamp Thing, Shade, and the Phantom Stranger. Okay.
Yep.
Justice League Europe, 89 to 94. Can anyone name the My Girl Power Girls in it? Elongated Man, Captain Atom,
Elongated man.
Flash, Wally
You
West.
got to have elongated man in the same team as Power Girl.
Yeah.
Isn't that just every man?
Yeah, I know, right?
Rocket Red, Animal Man, Metamorpho, and Sue Dibney, obviously, if Elongated Man's in it. Justice League. Oh, shit. My computer's back. Justice League.
Scrolling.
Justice League Task Force, 93 to 96. Anyone guess the lineup?
Task Force?
Justice League Task Force. Martian
Martian
Man,
Manhunter,
Gypsy,
Gypsy.
Triumph, Ray, Elron, and Mystique. I've only got a couple more guys. Justice League Elite, 2004 2005.
Oh, I think I might know some of these.
Wait a minute. Do you know their catchphrase?
No.
Not exactly sanctioned. Don't ask, don't tell. Covert Operations Unit. That sounds badass. Okay, go ahead.
So don't ask, don't tell.
Manchester Black?
No.
No, I think it's something else then.
Yeah, Manchester was part of that.
Yeah, he was.
Not according to the internet.
Or maybe or is it Maxwell Lord that's part of it? No, he's the bad guy. Yeah, it's Manchester Black was part of that.
No, there is a Justice League Elite that has a set that go head to head with Superman. I think they might just stole the name.
Oh, maybe that was just for the TV show or for the cartoon. So I know what you're talking about. Where like Superman pretends to go like
Super nuts.
Yeah, super nuts
Like
and kept
kill
killing
everyone.
them. Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Well, this has. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, no, go ahead.
This guy, Sister Superior, Cold Cast,
I was right all but one of them.
Menagerie, Monitou Raven,
Hat.
Hat.
He's up.
Yeah, the hat.
I don't know.
Huh.
Dang Wikipedia page.
Green Arrow, Flash, Wally West, Major Disaster, and Kusami, who turned out to be Cassandra Cain because Batman put her in there to spy, and
Okay.
Naif Al-Sheikh. I don't know
Alright.
who that is. Okay, a couple more. Justice League United, 2014-2015.
Oh, that one I actually know most of that one.
All right.
Because that was also just like Canada for a while. That was Animal Man, Stargirl,
Yep.
Captain Atom,
Sure.
Adam Strange.
Yes, I love Adam Strange.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
But Martian Manhunter, I think,
He's
was part
such
of
a
that.
simple
Yeah,
lad, isn't he?
I know.
Is there,
His favorite cartoon used
That's
to
where
be
I
Adam
stopped. I can't
Ant.
remember.
Animal Man, Equinox, Green Arrow,
Does he
Hawkman,
listen to
Mara,
Adam Ant
Stargirl,
albums at home?
Supergirl, Poison
Probably.
Ivy, and Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like any character, any character
narcissism.
named Adam. And if I go to buy something at a grocery store and its expiration date lands on my birthday, I'm so excited.
You are a simple.
That's the
simple
only
man.
time he looks at expiration dates.
Mara,
He reads the Bible all the time, just the first part.
I was looking at this. Mara gets a lot of play in a lot of this Justice League stuff. That's kind of cool. She's kind of a badass.
Yeah, she's strong as hell.
And she's
Oh, that's
not
sorcery?
she's not Atlantean. She's from the Bermuda Triangle.
well,
There's a
dimension.
There's a prison underneath the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my favorite one. Extreme Justice, 95 to 96, when everything was extreme. Any
Are they all
guess?
riding skateboards and
They're all gonna be gritty people. Gritty with giant guns,
Uh,
lots of
ca-
pouches.
Did you ever notice back then the guns looked like freaking toasters on its side? Yeah.
Snowboarder man, kickboxer man, The Rock. Oh my God.
Captain Atom, Maxima, Ted Cord as the Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Amazing Man, Firestorm, Plastique, and the Wonder Twins.
That is the least extreme team.
Captain Atom?
you just let. Nope. Never
No,
mind.
stop it.
Moving
Let
on.
it go. Let it go.
It's not spelled the same. Okay. Favorite / popular JLA storylines.
Oh wait, you didn't do JLI, Justice League International.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the same as Justice League Europe? Didn't that what?
No.
rolled
No.
into-
A very different team.
Oh, go ahead.
Fire, Ice, Green Arrow, Guy Gardner,
Yeah.
Booster Gold.
Booster Gold,
Ted
Cord,
Ted Cord,
Blue Beetle.
That's all
Blue
I can-
Bagel?
That's all I can
Aren't you
remember.
supposed to
I
be
must
doing
be
the
hungry.
research for this?
I did some.
And the only reason I really want to call it JLI is it's got my favorite Batman fact in it.
Okay.
And I think it's JLI number. It's either 6 or 9. I can't remember which one. But it gets revealed that Batman watches Sailor Moon. Because there's a panel where Martian Manhunter becomes a news reporter and Batman goes in as Bruce Wayne and they sit down and they're both grilling these people trying to figure out information. And the cover story that Martian Manhunter uses is the real name for Sailor Mars. And Batman figures out it's Martian Manhunter because he recognizes the name and goes, "That's Sailor Mars. Real name. You're Martian Manhunter."
That seems like something he would know. Batman's always prepared.
But
Batman's
that's
always
that's my favorite bit of Batman trivia, and I know that from one of the JLI comics.
Okay, favorite popular JLA storylines? No, okay, I'll throw some out. Kingdom Come.
Mm.
Well, yeah, that's yeah.
I
It's a
love.
classic.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. I mean, that's
I like it when Lex,
that's almost Elseworlds, though. It's,
when
yeah.
Lex Luthor thinks he has Shazam.
oh
And
yeah,
Batman's like, "Isn't that right, Billy?" And Lex is like, "You're fucking Billy Batson." Yeah, that was pretty good.
I think my favorite's Identity Crisis.
That's on here.
Yeah.
Identity
Oh
Crisis.
yeah, Identity Crisis.
Now
was
you want to talk
great.
about no humor, hardcore gritty? That is a hardcore gritty storyline.
It's very dark.
Yeah, I love it.
Of course.
That doesn't surprise me.
Quick,
But yeah, it was
quick,
fantastic.
quick rundown for people who don't know what Identity Crisis is.
Yeah, so Identity Crisis, I think it's Plastic Man's wife gets killed.
Elongated.
Elongated Man. Oh, it's one of the stretchy guys.
Didn't
His wife gets killed, and there's this giant murder mystery story, and basically it turns they end up discovering who the killer is.
Yeah.
But there's some really great scenes and very gritty scenes. Like there's an issue or a part of it where it is not jail dark. I think it's still the Teen Titans at the moment. They Dr. Light turns into just this real shitbag, and they wipe his mind, and Batman catches him wiping his mind, and they stop and they wipe Batman's mind.
Yeah.
And it's the issue where that happens, and then that starts an arc for Batman where he's trying to figure out what time he's missing because he knows he's missing time, but he doesn't know what happens in it.
And that led into the OMAC stuff, right?
Yeah.
Was that during the woman in the refrigerator era of comic books?
Women in the
No.
refrigerator.
Yeah. Kyle Rayner found his
No.
girlfriend.
Identity
yeah.
Crisis is recent.
The Identity Crisis is,
Well-
I think, late 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s.
yeah, it's
When
Yeah.
was the woman in the refrigerator era?
That was early 90s, I thought.
Do you know who wrote that?
Identity Crisis?
Yeah.
Not
Brad
off my head.
Meltzer.
Okay.
History Channel's Decoded, Brad Meltzer.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know he did that.
Then another one is Crisis on Infinite Earth.
That's a classic. It's a difficult read.
That the famous cover with old Superman holding Wonder Woman and normal Superman
Supergirl.
holding Supergirl. Yeah.
What was the
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. There's two of them. There's Superman holding Wonder Woman on this side, and then Superman holding Supergirl.
Oh,
on this side.
whoa, right, okay.
What was the comic book store that used to be on Broadway?
Midwest.
That is the first comic book I ever bought. Was that one? Because you took me to that comic book store and I picked it out because of the cover, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you should be able to figure this out."
Yeah.
That's the most confusing comic book ever to read if you've never read a comic book before
Crisis
in
is
your entire
messed
life.
up.
Yeah, it was a difficult read. I picked it up shortly before I bought the store, and it was a slog to get through.
I just like where Flash runs back in time, so runs so fast, becomes a bolt of lightning that gave himself the power.
The basis of the TV series.
And then the storyline written by Grant Morrison, Rock of Ages.
Oh, isn't that your favorite one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you threw
That's
that one
that's
in there.
Bat God.
You'd have to give yourself. A
That-
little
that's the
candy
one
on
where
that.
he dodges the Omega beams, right? Is that
No,
that
no, no.
one?
He gets hit by the Mega Beam.
Oh, that's the one where he gets shot back in time. Right with you.
I don't know if that starts. I don't know if it's that one.
No, this is the one where
They all die. Wonder Woman dies. Superman dies. It's okay. Okay, so the world's taken over, and they go to Las Vegas where Desaad has holed up in the hotel, and they go to kill Desaad, and they walk in, and then it's Green Arrow, and the Flash, but he's a fat man. His soul is stuck in some fat man from a different dimension, so he's not Flash.
That was me.
Yeah. And so they break in. So they break in and they're expecting like a bunch of defenses, and there's no defense. They just see Desaad standing there, and Desaad takes off his robe, and it turns out that it's Batman. He's gone into the nightmare box or whatever, and he survived, and he's killed Desaad, and then and then they find out the Martian Manhunter Desaad had just pulled him apart by his molecules, and the energy from Martian Manhunter lit up Las Vegas for like a year or something like that. And then so Wonder Woman, Batman, they all boom into Apocalypse, and then while they're fighting, you see the Black Racer going through, and they all start, so they all get knocked out one by one, and then Green Arrow shoots an arrow at Darkseid, and then the Atom is on top of the arrow, and he goes inside Darkseid's eyeball into his brain, and he starts fucking with his brain and stuff. They all die. All the Justice League members die.
Well, thanks.
I think it was
now I
an-
don't have to read it.
Grant Morrison wrote it. It's great. Go to Fat Man on Batman. He does. Kevin Smith does a dramatic reading of it. It's really good.
Oh, cool. That sounds pretty good. I'll have to look at it.
Okay, wrapping up here. What are some things we want to see in the Zack Snyder film?
Green
What
Lantern.
what are some things we are hoping they are setting up?
A good Green Lantern.
I'll give you that.
What
I really
Green-
want Green Lantern to come out of nowhere.
What Green
Yeah.
Lantern? Do you think that's who Alfred's talking to?
I think it's too obvious that it's Superman that I think it needs to be someone else.
Okay, before we get to that, do you think that's Superman in the hologram, or do you think that's Supergirl in the hologram?
Those look like some Supergirl legs.
Yeah, they don't look like those meaty Henry Cavill legs.
Not really. I would buy Supergirl.
Because in Man of Steel, there's that pod that was opened up.
Right.
So okay, so going back to Alfred, do we think Alfred's talking to Green Lantern?
I don't think he's talking to Superman in that scene. Whoever he's talking to, I really want it to be a Green Lantern. And frankly, I don't care which Green Lantern it is, as long as it's a Green Lantern.
Guy Gardner.
Not Guy Gardner.
I'll take Guy Gardner. I don't want it to be Guy Gardner. I'll take Guy Gardner.
I don't want it to be Guy Gardner.
Okay.
I want Kyle Rayner.
Really?
Rayner would be cool.
I just like Kyle Rayner's constructs.
Well, it seems like they're following the New 50. Who's the Green Lantern? Because it seems like they're following New
All of
52's
them.
war. Is what they're following.
Oh, if it's War, it's Hal Jordan.
Okay.
I've got nothing wrong with Hal
That's,
Jordan.
no, I'm
just-
not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's kind of what they're following. What are some things we are hoping they are setting up for future films?
Hopefully the Batman solo film. Like, I really hope that actually gets off the ground and gets made.
I think Affleck screwed the pooch on that one. 'Cause I like Affleck as Batman, but I think his personal life has really screwed him over, and I think DC's going to get rid of him.
What has he done that's...
He's caught up. He's been
yeah.
caught up in the Weinstein.
He's in the
scandal.
Weinstein thing. He's one of the
Oh,
people
okay.
that's... Yeah, I mean...
The
It's,
Kevin Spacey,
Mhm.
Weinstein. He's caught up into that.
Oh, fantastic.
So I
Yeah.
think I'm fairly certain. Even his brother Casey's kind of a douche. So I
you're
don't.
going to see that coming. Just
Yeah, I don't think. I think because they casted what's his face as Thomas Wayne, so maybe they'll do Flashpoint.
That would be really cool. I would really get behind Flashpoint and see.
Yeah.
What is that actor's name?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Freaking, he would be a fantastic Batman.
Yeah.
If you can
Fat.
if you can pull him away from Walking Dead.
Okay.
I want to see a
That character
Blackest
can't go on.
Night, but I don't think that's even possible.
Oh.
That would
That'd
take
be-
forever
Oh
to
my
set
god,
up.
Years in the future.
That would be awesome.
That would
if
take
Blackest-
just forever to set up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a...
To do it right, it would be.
What if it was
15
Martian?
movies over the next 40 years.
What if it was Martian Manhunter that they were doing? Or they're doing a Shazam movie, so maybe it's Shazam.
That's certainly possible. I think Shazam's a pretty likely candidate for that scene. Martian Manhunter, I don't think so, because like it seems like they're trying to stay away from characters that are in the TV verse, with the exception of Superman and Flash. Like everyone else, they're trying to stay away from. So I don't think they're going to do Martian Manhunter because they've got Martian Manhunter and Supergirl.
Who's the guy that plays the Flash?
Ezra Miller?
Ezra Miller,
Do you
yeah.
think he's going to be a good Flash? Does anyone think he's going to be a good Flash? I don't know.
He's got a lot to live up to. Grant
I
Gustin's.
Oh yeah, like I was
So
real
it's
sad
gonna-
he didn't cast Grant Gustin.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. He's got a a current
Competitor.
yardstick to measure against, and that's always rough.
I don't like his outfit. I don't like the injustice looking armor plated suit. I don't think the Grant Gustin looks all that good either, but I mean you can't really make a spandex suit. I
Yeah,
guess.
Power Girl looks awesome, doesn't she?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, I'm kind of, well, that's what they signed on for when they made their universe a little bit more realistic. It's gonna, like, even in the trailer I've seen, Batman goes to explain all the reasons for the suit. Like, it's high friction.
It's the same material that keeps the spaceship from
Burning
catching
up.
on fire. But man, like in our very first episode of the podcast, I want to get away. We don't need to. This you put on the suit, you see it, you see someone shoot him, he's bulletproof. I don't need to know that it's spider weaved molecular Kevlar crap. I get it. It's bulletproof. We don't need to get explained.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think it needs a real functional explanation. I think it's all right. I am the Flash. Here I am. Here's my suit, and away we go. Because if Flash burnt his clothes up every time he ran, it's a lot of naked Flash running around in traditional comic book scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Any other?
Tyler says longingly.
Yes.
Tyler looks off into the sunset.
Jay Garrick.
All right.
That's the one I picked, Jay Garrick.
Oh my god, that would be awesome. Okay, closing in. Since today is the 5th of November, what are we going to celebrate, Tyler? Do the poem, the first stanza of the poem.
The first stanza?
Yeah.
I don't want to do the first stanza. I'll do the second part.
All right, you go for it.
Okay. Remember the 5th of November.
Do more dramatic. More dramatic.
Remember the 5th of November.
I can't follow that. That's,
I'm out.
I can't follow that at all.
Foxy lady.
So, we'll continue. Go.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to follow. Remember the 5th of November, the Gunpowder Treason and Plot. I see no reason,
Why the gunpowder treason?
why the Gunpowder Treason should ever be forgot.
Which is, why are we talking about that today? Because it's V for Vendetta.
Yes.
Not that it's an actual historical
Not that it's an
event.
actual historical thing. Okay.
Screw real history.
We're not about reality here, kids.
So the comic, real quick, the comic book and the film differ
Tremendously.
tremendously. And it's been a long time since I read the comic book, but it was more, I believe V started out as like an android or a robot before, because it was very, like he in one scene, I even looked it up to make sure it was real, he pops his arm off and puts on another attachment on his arm.
I don't remember that scene, but
I
it's been a
do,
long
yeah.
time since I
He
read it.
kills the guy in the train.
Okay.
Remember
Yeah.
that? He kills the guy on the train, and then Finch goes to investigate it. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. He pops an attachment and then pops a new one on.
You didn't go to the bathroom and somebody put in Man with the Golden Gun or something
No.
like that while you
No,
were
no,
okay.
no,
Just
no,
checking.
No, I'm talking about the comic book.
Yeah, you see, I guess I didn't realize that was like an android part. I thought that was more like costume
Yeah.
thing, like when you have the fake hands and you take one of the fake hands off and put the fake hand back on. I thought that was like costuming prop, but I guess it could have been android. It's been a long time since I read it.
All right. Okay, so real quick, the film synopsis. Following a world war, London is a police state occupied by a fascist government, and a vigilante known as V uses terrorist tactics to fight the oppressors of the world in which he now lives. When V saves a young woman named Evie from the secret police, he discovers an ally in the fight against England's oppressors. Did we like the movie?
Yes.
Oh, the
Yes.
movie was fantastic.
Love the movie. Yeah, I agree. The scene.
Wait.
Yeah.
Was that? Does that technically mean that you guys liked a sort of DC movie?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of great DC movies, just not lately.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like that's like came out this century.
But yeah, like I loved Watchmen. V for Vendetta was fantastic. Dark Knight Rises, I think, or Batman Begins,
Yes, and-
Dark Knight, The Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight.
were both great. Dark Knight Rises was garbage.
You're
Yeah.
so
absolutely.
Batman Returns were both great. I really enjoyed
Batman and Robin was amazing. Best movie.
The
ever.
casting on that movie was perfect.
No.
No.
Fuck
George Clooney as
no.
Batman.
No.
Oh, come on.
No,
Yeah.
Even I don't agree with that one.
Yeah, because you had Jim Carrey as Riddler, and
No, that's Batman.
That's
Forever.
Batman Forever.
Oh, okay, Batman
Yeah,
Forever.
that
Second
was
of all-
great casting.
No,
That was
Jim
great
Carrey's
casting.
Riddler is horrible.
Oh, he was
Horrible.
perfect.
Horrible.
He
We've-
was
We've had
absolutely
this argument
perfect.
before.
Who else were you
y'all.
gonna get to be the Riddler?
It doesn't
At the
matter.
time,
Anyone-
the
anyone
only
but
two
Jim Carrey.
choices were Jim Carrey and Robin Williams. Robin Williams would have
No.
not been right for it. Jim
Yeah,
Carrey,
he would have been.
no, he would not have done it well.
It
Anyway,
takes a twisted mind to play a twisted character.
Exactly. The Riddler, he was a wuss. He was in the comics. He's a wuss. He's skinny and he's nuts.
I don't like it.
That's
You know,
Jim Carrey.
that's Jim Carrey at that time. I mean, there was no other choice.
His portrayal, I wish Jim carried it up a little bit less,
Yeah.
but
What about
he
Steve
still was
Buscemi?
perfect.
What about Steve Buscemi?
As the Riddler?
Yeah.
I could see that. Actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd have to clean up a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
could
No,
kind of see
I'm talking
that.
like Boardwalk Empire Steve Buscemi, his look.
Who would be
He's
the
not my
Riddler
first
now?
choice, but he'd be all right.
Who'd be
It'd
now?
be some dark. Oh, those worlds is shit.
The Gotham guy is pretty good. They got.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He is
Riddler.
amazing. Yes.
I don't like that show, but yeah, he's really
Yeah.
good with it.
You don't like Gotham?
I don't.
Oh, Gotham
That
rules,
surprises
dude.
me. I thought you.
I like the first season. I watched first. They do it like in what sections now. I watched the 1st half of season 2. You know, like this is garbage.
That was really rough when they were setting up the Azrael storyline.
Yeah, it's
that one was a real
garbage,
rough
yeah.
section,
And
but it
then-
got better.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll have to go back to it. But
Yeah, but that was a real. I almost stopped watching too. at that part.
Donald Logus Bullock is a shining in that.
He's
star
awesome,
in that
yeah.
show.
I
Okay.
was so disappointed because I thought they had the guy who was playing Bobby from Supernatural as Bullock, and I'm like, oh, that's Bullock, and no, it's someone else on
No,
the first
it's-
episode. Like, oh, that's not Bobby.
No,
Is,
Jim Beavers will return to Supernatural.
is the dude from Shield? Is he Solomon Grundy now?
No.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
he?
The Butch, they turned him into Solomon.
Oh
Grundy.
yeah, it is Butch.
Butch
I
is Solomon Grundy. No,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, I
he's
see.
talking about the
Yeah, the-
police commissioner.
Yeah.
Oh,
the head of the
no,
chief of police,
no,
the
no.
guy that played Vic on Shield.
No, they're trying to turn him into Lockup.
Yeah.
That's who they're trying to turn him
Really?
into. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the comic book synopsis. Back to V for Vendetta. The comic book synopsis. The story depicts a dystopian and post-apocalyptic near-future history version of the United Kingdom in the 1990s. Jesus, that was a long sentence. Preceded by a nuclear war in the 1980s, which had devastated most of the rest of the world. The fascist Norse Fire Party has exterminated its opponents in concentration camps and rules the country as a police state. Whew, almost done. The comic follows the title character and protagonist V in anarchist revolutionary dress and a Guy Fawkes mask. I'm not going to read the rest.
He's just gonna start reading the comic, everybody.
Yeah, so, I
Page
mean-
1.
So basically, you just explained you didn't synopsis anything. You just that's the setting.
Another non-spoiler-free episode.
Yeah. So naturally, we're almost done. So naturally,
Everybody held their ears when we're talking about Stranger Things, and then we as Adam destroys the plot of every DC comic.
it's been out for a while.
This is what happened in this.
After reading, okay, naturally, can anyone guess what Alan Moore's reaction was to the movie?
Oh, he hated it
Oh yeah.
because Alan Moore. Alan Moore hates
He's-
anything
yeah.
that Alan Moore doesn't do.
Yeah.
Right. He
Yep.
said, the movie has been turned into a Bush-era parable by people too timid to set a political satire in their own country. It's a thwarted and frustrated and largely impotent American liberal fantasy of someone with American liberal values standing up against a state run by neoconservatives, which is not what the comic V for Vendetta was about. It was about fascism, it was about anarchy, it was about England. Do you think he just said that on top of his head, or he like wrote that down in practice?
Didn't he make a lot of money?
Oh yeah.
So, hey, stop ruining my comics. But hey, here's the rights law.
riding through the Glen.
Alan Moore and DC got into
Yeah.
huge arguments. Like
Oh.
Alan Moore's contract is garbage with DC. He may not have made a whole lot of money off that film.
But he said that the Wachowski sisters took all the terrorism out of V. But I thought, didn't him taking over the news station? That's kind of urban terrorism.
I think they made more off the mask than they did off the movie.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
Once those
really-
anonymous guys got in, I mean, we had 200 of them out at the store this Halloween.
But he claims that they turned V into a superhero and not an anarchist. I thought he was more of an anarchist than. I mean, I'm clearly not as intelligent as Alan Moore.
I don't think he was more superhuman in the movie than he was in the comic.
I wouldn't call him a superhero in the movie
Yeah.
either. I don't know if he's necessarily full anarchist, but
Well,
like
he's definitely a terrorist.
vigilante,
I felt
yeah.
him more as a terrorist.
Oh, he's absolutely a terrorist.
Well, not according to Alan
well,
Moore.
one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist.
Well, yeah, but
yeah,
that's always. I mean, anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Yes,
Yeah,
he
I know.
was-
Yeah. It's
David Lloyd, the illustrator of the comic book, loved the movie. He loved the adaptation of it.
Yeah, I just wish he did better on the comic.
You didn't like the drawings?
Oh, I hate the art style in V for Vendetta. That's so hard to read.
Is he
because
the?
of it.
Is he the one that did what? No, that was David Gibbons. That was Gibbons.
Yeah, Watchmen is fantastic
Yeah,
art.
okay.
Watchmen is beautiful art, not V for Vendetta. Like, that's the shame of it. V for Vendetta and Dark Knight Returns and Dark Knight Strikes Back is the art in all three of those books are bad. Like, Dark Knight Returns is okay.
Well, that's Frank Miller.
Yeah, but like Dark Knight Strikes Back and V for Vendetta, the art is absolutely atrocious,
Okay.
in my opinion. I do not like
it
it at
is.
all.
It's really basic. It's just there's not a lot of. It's really stylistic. Like pencil drawings.
Fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like it.
Yeah, but then once again those all those books you've mentioned are more about the story than the art anyway. I mean they really are.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've read them for the story, for the characters,
it's not
because
like
the writing is fantastic.
But I'm thinking of Kingdom Come.
That's
Alex Ross.
Alex
yeah.
Ross, yeah, it's not. You don't expect Alex Ross going in. You're picking those books up for the writing. Alex Ross, you're expecting,
I like
billboard.
I like the dirtier artwork. Like I like Paul Pope. I like Temple Smith. Who's the dude that did Long Halloween? Tim or not Tim? He draws an ugly person. God, who is it? It's
Jack Smith.
no. Fuck. Anyway, like the Paul Pope, Ben Temple Smith type, the Stephen Niles type. Well, he's a writer. Temple Smith did Stephen Niles, but that kind of ugly, unkempt look, I like a lot.
Yeah, sometimes the unkempt looks fine. Like Long Halloween looks fine.
who is it?
Dark Victory was fine.
Yeah,
Haunted,
it's all same
Night.
guy. The same guy did all three of those.
Yeah, like the art's okay in that. Like it's not you're not gonna hang it on your wall, but it's still cool looking.
I'd hang it on my wall.
All right, then we'll get you some.
But
We'll get you
you're
some crunch for
weird.
Christmas.
Yeah,
'Cause
Okay. Wrapping it up, the trivia about V for Vendetta. Any other comments, real quick, before I give you some trivia?
What, didn't you say we didn't have trivia?
No, it's not really trivia. It's just facts.
Then why didn't you say facts?
Hillary Hinkin wrote an adaptation for the screenplay back in '93. It was singled out. It has been singled out as the best unproduced script ever written in Hollywood. She also wrote Roadhouse, so I don't know what you want to do there, but
Roadhouse is a good movie, dude.
Roadhouse.
I'd watch that.
I love
Especially
Roadhouse.
if, I mean, I'd watch that, especially if they made V a woman in that. Like, that would be an interesting.
I don't think it matters. It actually doesn't matter race, creed, or sex on V. V is that.
Yeah, that was the point behind the
There is
mask,
no,
yeah.
there. Yeah, the whole mask is. Yeah, there. I don't think that could be improved or negated by casting. Anyone for that part.
Right. I mean, you think you have to
Yeah.
change the whole premise, so rather than like it was written in '93. So I mean, we're still struggling with women's rights today in society. But if you did that with like a women's rights kind of feminist point of view, I think
Yeah.
it could be a very interesting storyline.
Bendis
Now, granted, I
kind
have no idea what the script is like, but
well, it's apparently the best unproduced script ever written.
that'd be
It's Roadhouse in England.
Bendis kind of did that with Scarlet. Did you ever
I'm
read
gonna watch
Scarlet?
Roadhouse tonight.
No, I didn't.
Okay. The Wachowski sisters wrote a treatment for the movie way before they began work on the Matrix films. They bought the rights to it
So back when they were the brothers.
back when they were the brothers.
Are they
Okay.
both females now?
They're
Yeah, they're both. Yeah,
female.
they both had sex.
One switch. No, I think
So I'm
one.
aware of that.
One switched. One just identifies. I don't think. It was Lana.
I used the women's restroom in Hardee's the other day, and somebody questioned me on it. I said I identify as somebody who really had to go to the bathroom.
'Cause I know.
There you
I
go.
know one of them had a full-on sex change. I think the other one just only identified. I think he still got the hardware. I didn't know how to say it. It took.
They're probably not listening to the podcast. I don't think they'll be offended.
Dude, we come up with some good story ideas, dude. People should listen. It took 9 months of negotiating with 14 government departments to gain permission to film on Whitehall, London's famous thoroughfare. That final scene where they're all walking towards falling.
Sure.
9 months. That's as long as it takes to have a human baby.
And that's the
As
only
opposed
thing
to
that
what other
Adam
kind of
knows.
baby would they be having?
An elephant.
Okay.
Uh,
No,
Which,
I'm not
you
going
know,
to go
that-
with that.
More trivia that we don't.
So-
It's like-
it took 200 hours to build the dominoes.
okay.
I could see that. Wow, yeah. I kind of assumed that was all special effects. I did not realize that was practical.
In October of 2017, this year, Channel 4 announced a TV show being developed based on the comic book. Channel 4, I guess, is a BBC.
It's
No?
not the it's the competitor of the BBC.
Oh.
Channel 4 actually has commercials. And
Oh, So,
BBC doesn't have commercials?
I didn't think the
no, BBC is like no, it's government owned.
Right, but I still thought they
They have
paid for things
between they have announcements and commercial type things between shows, but they don't interrupt the show.
Oh, I had
for
no idea.
commercials.
I didn't
Yeah.
think the BBC had any competitors.
Well, yeah. Oh, God, always.
Wow.
Yeah. ITV, Channel 4. There's a channel called Dave.
Just Dave.
run
It's
by a
called
guy
Dave.
named- Run by a guy named
Yep.
Steve.
All
No.
day,
yeah.
all the time.
Yep. There's a channel called Dave, and that's actually it was essentially launched with the new or like several years ago by the new seasons of Red Dwarf. If
Okay.
you've ever seen Red Dwarf, if you haven't, definitely watch that. It's one of the best shows of all time. Sci-fi comedy.
Any closing
Oh,
arguments?
I'm sorry, Adam wouldn't like it. It's not depressing.
Yeah, no. Any final? Any final?
It's actually funny.
Any final comments on V for Vendetta? The scene where Finch goes to see V and the conspiracy, and he's explaining the no. Finch goes to see the high official of the hand, and Finch is explaining the conspiracy. Took my breath away.
You
In
know-
the theater, took my breath away.
If Channel 4 does it like Prisoner style, makes it all one season with an end, and doesn't try to do a sequel to it, it might be a really good TV series.
Alan Moore may like it.
Alan Moore
no.
doesn't like
doubt
anything,
it.
and unless Alan Moore's playing all the parts, he's not going to like it.
Isn't he in V for Vendetta? There's a
I don't
gentleman. There's a
think so.
gentleman in
He
the
did
pub.
a lot of cameos in Marvel stuff in the early days.
There's a gentleman in the pub with a long. I swear to God, it's
I
Alan
could see
Moore.
Alan Moore as Evie.
That's gotta be.
I'd pay good.
I'll
money.
look up his IMDb.
Well, it's not on there. I looked it up. He's on there. But I
I
swear
mean,
to
he
God,
does a
it's-
lot of bit parts in Marvel stuff. I think if I remember properly.
Last I knew, Alan Moore was a hermit in the woods somewhere,
He is
complaining
now.
that there's not more rape in comics. I mean,
Yeah.
My kind of,
What?
Worshipping a snake god.
yeah.
He's all about magic though, right now. Isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
yeah.
genuine John Constantine magic.
They're trying to make something like that happen. Yeah. There, one of my friends has an idea where he wants to do a comic that is like Alan Moore, and I think it's Grant Morrison at a Comic Con, and they are like spellcasters and fighting each other at a Comic Con or something like that. He wants to do a.
Grant Morrison, I could. Oh my God,
The,
dude.
the Simpsons did something like that. It was Alan Moore, the dude who wrote Mouse, the Holocaust.
Yeah.
It was Alan Moore, him, and another guy, and they were all superheroes because they all like got up and they flew away at the end of the episode. Do you remember that?
Oh no, I don't know Simpsons.
So,
I haven't watched Simpsons since I was elementary school.
oh.
So.
All right. Any final comments? Closing art, Justice League, V for Vendetta, anything in general? Something they've been reading, they've been watching.
Make Justice League good.
Oh, Zack
Yeah,
Snyder's gonna be all right.
Oh yeah, yes. Please do something to make Justice League better than Batman vs Superman.
or this might be the end.
No,
now.
we'll just reboot
It probably will be because with Affleck in this, I'm telling you, man, I'm putting it down. This whole public, his whole personal life has shut him down. as
Well, the
well.
Aquaman film's in the can, isn't it? I mean, it's already filmed or
I'm
mostly filmed.
super excited
So,
for Aquaman.
Yeah, that could save it. That could save everything because Jason Momoa rocks in everything he's in.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do as good a job on Aquaman as they do on Wonder Woman, it'll be really good.
So it may be the death of Batman, but maybe that's a good thing.
Oh, that's another DC movie I like. Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
We were
I
talking, rambling off DC movies.
I still would have rather seen Felix Faust than Ares.
Yeah, Felix Faust would have been a more interesting villain because I mean, as soon as you know Wonder Woman's making a movie, you know the villain's Ares, even if they haven't cast him.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Have I seen the documentary about Wonder Woman yet? Or has it even came out yet?
I don't think. Yeah.
It was on Netflix, wasn't it?
They're making a
maybe.
documentary, and then they're also making like a biopic on the guy who created Wonder Woman too.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Wonder Woman's creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, especially with like the way our society looks at Wonder Woman. That they treat her as like this ultimate feminist hero, but at the very core, she was written to be a BDSM sex symbol.
And what?
Yes,
what,
she was.
What? There was a writer. I can't remember who the writer was. There was a comic book writer in an interview was saying because he took over for Wonder Woman in like the 80s, or somewhere in the 80s, maybe 80s, maybe
Right.
early 90s. He took away her outfit, like her scantily clad outfit, and made her more well dressed, like more reasonably dressed for what she needed to do. She became like a teacher, and then like the women freaked out and was like yelling and be like, "Why did you take away our outfit?" She's like, "Well," he was like, "Well, it was kind of a pornographic outfit," and they're like, "No, that makes us, that like empowers us." So, I don't know.
Well, it's like when Xena finally hooked up with Gabrielle. We can't have nice things anymore.
Wait, they were lesbians?
Huh? Well, eventually, yeah.
No kid.
Yeah. We can't have our leather-clad dominatrixes.
I've never seen the show.
You ever seen Xena? Oh, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Gabrielle was the reason to watch that show.
Yeah.
Oh,
The blonde, right?
Yeah.
But then Xena's
with the really big staff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's most of my '90s was Gabrielle and Xena.
All right.
But
Anyone else?
Hard to follow that.
Okay,
It is
Daniel.
very hard
Yeah.
to follow that.
we don't get to see Lucy Lawless naked until Spartacus. But
She left Evil Dead, I believe.
is she killed off or I haven't.
I think she. I know she left, but I don't know the reason why.
Oh, who was the villain in the New Frontier? The animated movie.
Oh,
it was
The Center? Is that an
Yes.
actual? Is that an actual Justice League villain?
Center?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All yellow with like a silver mask.
don't. They didn't show him in the.
No, in Justice League, the New Frontier was just a giant freaking blob.
Oh, I haven't seen it
Yeah, it's like
here,
a-
so I don't know.
Yeah, and it just spawned like
Oh, you haven't seen the new? That's a
Jurassic
Good, that's a cool
creatures.
He
Is it good?
likes it just because. Never mind. You haven't seen it, so I won't. Really
No, go for it. It's so old.
Why-
I don't care
why
about
do I
spoilers.
like it?
You like it just because, and I didn't know if I was gonna like it because like the animation style is different than most DC comics, but like the very beginning is like opening narration, and all of a sudden this dude who's writing everything down just like picks up a gun and blows his brains out,
Oh
That-
shit!
and you're just like, all right, I'll watch it.
Okay, I did like that. But also, Batman discovers John Jones
Oh, yeah.
in his human form, and Batman calls him out, and John Jones kind of reacts a little bit, and he goes, "Now Batman's like, now wait a minute, I paid like $50 million for a little piece of rock of kryptonite to get rid of one alien. It'll cost me 10 cents for a box of matches to get rid of you." And then Batman jumps out the window, and I'm like, that's a fucking badass right there.
Yeah, that movie was surprisingly dark and a little bit more gritty.
Yeah. That's why I
Wonder
love it.
Woman like intervenes in Vietnam and like takes over like a whole bunch of people, and like they all kill everybody, and Superman's like, you can't do that. She's
We
like,
agreed
watch
we
me.
wouldn't do this. I only disarmed them. They did the rest.
I do like it when they make Wonder Woman a little bit more violent. I mean, she is a warrior. She is killing people. I like it when she brings out the sword and starts murdering bitches. I like that a lot.
She can murder men too. Don't be sexist.
Oh, when she takes over.
Well, bitches as a general term. It's
Oh, alright.
men, women, anyone who needs killing.
All
killed.
bitch kind.
Okay, all right. Anyone else, real quick, before Daniel does his thing?
What's his thing?
Where he,
Well,
that's
thank
it.
you for asking my thing.
Nice segue, Tyler.
Da-da-da.
Almost as if we planned it.
I was just hoping. I thought he was gonna come back with something really dirty or something.
Oh, okay.
Finish out
no,
the
no,
episode.
that's after the recording's done.
Finish out the episode raunchy like always.
Damage Control After Dark.
Yeah.
I'd listen to that.
I listened to that too.
YouTube that.
No, we gotta go to Pornhub with that one. That's-
Or Brazers.com.
Brazers.
Oh, God.
Have you guys seen those pictures where they take like innocent scenes and then stick brazers in the corner and they just make them look
Oh, yeah.
healthy?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that's
freaking
an awesome
love
meme,
those.
dude.
I
I've not
love
seen
those.
that. I've not seen that.
Don't look at it. You're probably gonna think they're all real and be like, "Oh, I want to watch this shit."
Yeah. I didn't know Dame Judi Dench was in Brazers. Cool. Let me look at this one.
Oh boy, that's the way to end.
And on that note,
Yeah. Damage Control Podcasting is being recorded at your local family-friendly comic book store, Underdark Comics and Games in Quincy, Illinois. Check out our Facebook page at Facebook
Hey, what's
/
going on over there? There's like the old Cougars Den. There's like an open.
Dude,
sign.
you're in the middle of his ad. You're doing an ad for the bar across the street.
What is there a thing going on down there?
Yeah,
It's open.
the new bar opened.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still Cougars Den
No,
or
it's
if it's
the-
the
it's the
cellar
cellar.
now. Is
Yeah,
it the cellar
we found
again?
that out
That
outside.
that is a trend in this town. When a bar closes,
Oh, yeah,
it goes a month and then it opens again.
Yeah,
and then when
there's
it closes,
So,
it will close.
Underdark Comics, located across from
Yes,
the
under,
cellar.
Isn't there
the
an
cellar
old saying?
previously the Cougars Den.
Sorry, that jumped in my head. As well. Go ahead. Start again.
No, check out our Facebook page at Underdark, Facebook / Underdark Comics. God, Adam, you screwed me up here.
does the Cougars didn't have a Facebook page?
I don't know. Let's Adam.
You don't want to go there.
No, it's
All
not
right,
the Cougars
dude.
Den, it's the cellar.
You don't interrupt
When
the
one bar
ad.
closes, another
This is
bar
why
opens.
you don't.
What am I paying for?
I interrupt everything else, but I don't interrupt the ad.
Sorry.
That's strangely but true.
I'm sorry.
Also, check out our website.
Let's do the whole podcast. All right, welcome to the 11th episode.
Never ends.
Okay, all right, I will shut up.
Check out our website, underdarkquincy.com. Send us a message, send us a Facebook message, send us an email, give us a phone call, stop in and say hi.
Yes, and contact
And
us.
don't forget that Underdark's always open 12 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 5 on Sunday.
Okay, so
And unleash your imagination at Underdark Comics and Games,
I knew that
your
was
local comic book store.
Hey, when's that Magic tournament?
Across from
Sunday?
the cellar.
Fridays, 6:30.
Yeah, right on.
All right, no, I
Uh,
won't interrupt you this time.
questions, comments, complaints. Contact us at damagecontrolpodcasting@gmail.com.
Or call Adam Tipton at 573. I don't know your actual phone.
Okay. I was just waiting to see if you're actually. Okay.
You got to end that like on the last two digits.
He's
Yeah.
dark, he's lonely, he hates comedy. Call Adam
If you're looking for
for a good time.
If you're looking for a miserable, sad sack of a man, call me.